Helmet hair, don't care. Hair care and styling tips for women who ride. Hey, friends. Welcome back to Hot Flashes and Horsepower, the podcast where we talk about motorcycles, midlife, and everything that comes with both. I'm Shell, road name Pass Out, your host, and today we're tackling a topic that every woman rider has struggled with at some point, our hair. Because let's be honest, nobody talks enough about the reality of spending hours on your hairstyle only to stuff it inside a helmet. Whether you have long hair, short hair, curly hair, fine hair, textured hair, thick hair, gray hair, color-treated hair, or hair that's currently doing whatever the fuck it wants because menopause decided to join the party, riding presents some unique challenges. We've all been there. You pull into a restaurant after a beautiful 2-hour ride, you take off your helmet, head into the restroom, and look in the mirror. And what stares back at you is something between a scarecrow and an escaped woodland creature. Today, we're talking about products, accessories, protective strategies, and hairstyles that can help minimize damage while still looking reasonably human when that helmet comes off. And trust me, after 2 years of riding and countless experiments, I've learned some things the hard way. So let's get into it. First off, why is riding so hard on our hair? Before we talk solutions, let's talk about the problem. Motorcycle helmets create 3 major hair issues. First, friction. Every time your helmet shifts, it rubs against your hair. This causes frizz, breakage, split ends, tangling, flyaways. Number 2, compression. Helmets flatten volume. For women with fine hair like me, this can leave hair looking completely lifeless. And for women with curly hair, it can utterly destroy curl patterns. Number 3, wind damage. Even if your hair is secured, wind creates movement. That movement can cause tangling, knotting, dryness, and breakage. Long-haired riders especially know the pain of arriving somewhere with one giant knot at the base of their neck. And if you're postmenopausal, like myself, your hair may already be thinner, drier, or more fragile than it was 10 years ago, which means protecting it now matters even more. Let's start off talking about products women riders swear by, popular motorcycle hair accessories. Beginning with the most common option, the balaclava. Balaclava looks like a bank robber mask. It's essentially a thin head covering worn under your helmet. It covers everything except your eye area. The benefits of a balaclava are they reduce friction, they keep your hair smoother, they help control sweat if they're made from a nice moisture-wicking fabric, and they can make helmets easier to put on and remove, especially if you have ear or facial piercings. Balaclavas can do double duty. They not only protect your hair, they provide protection for your piercings as that helmet's coming on and off. Silk and satin line versions are especially popular because they significantly reduce breakage. If you've never tried one, it's probably the easiest and least expensive investment you can make. The downside, some riders find them hot in the summer, and some folks who are just kind of prone to claustrophobia, folks that felt like, the COVID masks were oppressive, you may find a balaclava equally challenging. Now, helmet liners are lighter than a balaclava. Think of them as a skull cap designed specifically for riders. The benefits of helmet liners, they have less bulk. They can provide moisture management depending on fabric. They help reduce friction to the scalp, and they're easy to wash. These are particularly popular in places like where I live here in Arizona and other hot climates. Now let's talk about one of the most recognizable products among women riders, the hair glove. The hair glove has been around for years. It works by containing your ponytail or braid inside a leather or fabric sleeve. You've probably seen these. They look like a wrap that goes around the length of the hair below the ponytail holder. The benefits are preventing tangles, reducing whipping in the wind, protecting hair ends, and they look super biker friendly. This is like peak biker chick hair accessory. Many women with super long hair, like waist length hair or beyond, swear by these. The downside is they're mostly useful for longer hair. Now, the Hightail is one of the newer innovations we see out there in the market. It's a pouch system that attaches directly to the back of your helmet. Your ponytail slides inside the pouch. The benefits of this are they eliminate wind whipping, they prevent tangles, they reduce breakage, and they're comfortable on long rides. Women with long hair often describe the Hightail as a game changer. The biggest complaint that I've seen in online forums and discussions is price. It is more expensive than a lot of other solutions, but many riders feel that the Hightail is worth every penny. For me personally, the Hightail is not a great option because my hair is so fine and so incredibly fragile. It's extremely prone to breakage. So I need something that doesn't just protect the length of my hair outside of the helmet, but it also protects everything inside the helmet. Now, the Raci-Babi products are specifically designed for women riders. The Raci-Babi Diva Do is known for being a stylish ponytail wrap and protective system all in one. It's fashionable, it's protective. They have all kinds of cute designs and fabrics and colors, and they help control tangles. Many riders appreciate that these products feel feminine without sacrificing function. Buffs and neck gaiters are really popular for use as head wraps. This is my personal go-to to protect my hair. As I mentioned, I've got to have something that's actually covering, the hair on my head and my scalp and not just the hair outside of my helmet. So by using a neck gaiter style tube, I can pull that over my head like a gaiter, then pull it back up over my face and onto, my head and covering my hair. So now my hair and my scalp are encased in this tube, which I then twist into a low bun at the back of my hair, and I secure that with a big velvet scrunchie. The benefit of using a buff or neck gaiter is they're super versatile. You can, it's multi-purpose, basically. Use it as a gaiter, use it as a hair tube, use it however you want. They're versatile, they're lightweight, they're affordable. They're great for all different seasons. The brand of hair tube that I use, or neck gaiter style hair tube that I use, is actually the Hair Glove brand, and they offer their easy tubes in a variety of different fabrics. So they have fleece-lined ones for the winter time, and they have their cooling style ones, which are made out of a dry fit type fabric that you can immerse in water and then wring out and then pull it over your head or put it over your face as a gaiter. And once you're riding, that evaporation helps cool your head and face. So those are great for summer. You can wear them all different ways depending on your hair length. Lots of great options there. Now, satin and silk helmet caps and bonnets. These deserve special mention. Many women have discovered that the biggest issue isn't necessarily wind, it is that friction. Big problem for me personally. Satin and silk fabrics reduce friction dramatically. The benefits here: less breakage, less frizz, better moisture retention, and these are excellent for curly and textured hair. For riders with aging or color-treated hair, these can make a huge difference. Now let's discuss products that help protect your hair before you even ride. Protective products for hair health. First and foremost, a leave-in conditioner, one of the best tools available. A light leave-in conditioner applied to the length of your hair, particularly your ends, can reduce tangles, add moisture, improve elasticity, prevent breakage, and especially here in dry climates. Hello, Arizona. Really, really important. Next up, we have hair oils. A few drops go a long way. Use these sparingly. Popular choices for hair oils can include argan oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil. Use this one really lightly. A little goes a very, very long way. Benefits of using a couple drops of hair oil on those ends: helps smooth the cuticle, reduces friction, adds shine, and protects your ends. But you've got to be careful about overdoing it. You do not want to pull that helmet off and find you now have an oily, greasy helmet padding. Heat protectant sprays. Many riders use heated styling tools, blow dryers, straighteners, curling irons, you name it, before rides. Heat protectants help minimize that cumulative damage. So just for the sake of your hair health, make sure you're using a protective spray or serum on your hair whenever you're using heat. Anti-frizz serums. These are really, really helpful for my sisters in humid climates or those with curly hair or gray hair or color-treated hair. They help create a smoother surface. They reduce helmet-induced frizz. They're really helpful. If you're riding regularly, consider weekly deep conditioning, especially if you're postmenopause, especially if your hair is color treated, or if your hair simply feels very dry or brittle. Think of it as maintenance for your hair the same way we maintain our motorcycles. Now let's talk about hairstyles that actually work. Probably the gold standard, the low braid. Benefits of a low braid: minimal tangling, they're comfortable under a helmet, they're easy to manage, and they look pretty good after you ride. Um, French braids, Dutch braids, traditional braids, all of these work well for a lot of women. Not so much for me personally. My hair is so baby fine and so thin now that I've gone through menopause that what I find is if I'm riding at any speed over about 40 miles an hour, my hair is just going to escape from that braid no matter how tight I try and get it. My hair is just prone to flyaways. So braids aren't super helpful for me, but if you have nice, thick or strong, smooth hair, or great curls, braids may work very well for you. Now, many long distance riders swear by pigtail braids or the double braid. Benefits of that are you've got better weight distribution, you have less tension on the scalp, you have less tangling, and these are said to be surprisingly comfortable, particularly on long distance rides. Now, a low ponytail can be simple and effective. It's going to work best when you've secured it tightly enough that it's not going to come flying out, but loosely enough that that hair tie isn't causing damage and breakage to your hair. If you pair it with a hair glove or a hightail, now you've got maximum protection for the length of your hair. Let's talk about the bubble braid. This is super, super popular these days among women riders. This is essentially where you put your hair into one or more ponytails and then use additional hair ties down the length of your hair to secure it in intervals. Think of, Jasmine in the movie Aladdin. The popular YouTuber Doodle on a Motorcycle has a whole episode in her YouTube series where she demonstrates the bubble braid as part of a larger conversation around great hairstyles for long hair on a motorcycle. The benefits of a bubble braid: it's super cute, it's stylish, it can help control tangles, and it creates volume after the ride. This is a great option for medium to long hair. What about, just a little quick ride? You're just going to brunch down the street, whatever. A loose bun can work great, especially if you have shoulder length hair, you're just going somewhere local, casual riding. You want to position it low enough that it doesn't interfere with your helmet. Now, many women eventually choose shorter styles, pixie cuts, short hair. There's some advantages there. It's much easier to manage your helmet situation. You're going to have far less tangling and you're going to have faster styling. Challenges with that, though, is your helmet can flatten that short style or real quick. And if you're like me and you have a lot of cowlicks and weird little spots that like to just do their own thing, you might be fighting a battle with those. And then obviously lost volume. Dry texture sprays or powders can help revive shape after riding if you've got short hair, pixie cut. Now, curly and textured hair strategies. Curly haired riders and riders with textured hair face some unique challenges. Popular solutions here: a silk sleep bonnet. Many of my club sisters actually ride with these. That is their first choice of hair protection when they ride. They throw on that bonnet, throw on that helmet, they're good to go. We get to where we're going and they look gorgeous. Their hair looks phenomenal. I'm always so jealous. You can also look into silk caps or silk and satin lined helmet liners and loose braids. Protecting your curl patterns is usually more important than preserving volume if you have curly hair or textured hair. Now, let's move on to some post-ride refresh routine details. I got a 5-step routine that works for me. Step 1, I got to get that helmet off, get that hair glove or hair sleeve off, and shake that hair out right away. I use my fingers instead of a brush whenever possible, because the last thing I want to do personally is flatten my hair down with a brush. I'm trying to, perk it back up. If my ends are feeling super, super dry, I might take a drop or two of hair oil and put it just on the very ends. Step 4, dry shampoo at my roots. Every single time. It's a must have because I am a sweaty Betty. It doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. Inside my helmet, it's always 1,000 degrees hotter than hell. So my scalp's going to be sweaty. A little shake of dry shampoo powder or a little squirt or two of dry shampoo spray at the roots. Work it through with my fingers, fluff it and reshape, and I am good to go. I keep a little pouch in my saddlebag that has a travel brush or a pick comb. I keep a travel container of dry shampoo, a couple extra hair ties, a little compact mini mirror, and a travel size, or actually a trial size bottle that I put hair oil in, because you only need a couple drops, right? So just a little tiny bottle of hair oil for when I need it. It takes less than 90 seconds. It makes a huge difference. Full disclosure though, especially here in Arizona, where so much of the year we're riding and it's real hot, I don't even want my hair down when we get wherever we're going. So I tend to live a lot of the year with my hair in a messy bun on the top of my head once I get where I'm going. But you can bet I still want my scalp and my hair in general to look healthy and cared for. Next up, I want to talk about some products I've researched so you don't have to. And I've got a top recommendation by category. These are recommendations based on what I have seen and read and researched online. Some of them are products that I use myself, and some of them are products that are just so popular and have such great reviews universally that I feel they're worth mentioning. The best overall hair protection system, the Hightail helmet mounted hair protector. I mentioned this earlier. The Hightail is probably the closest thing to a set it and forget it solution for women with shoulder length to very long hair. It's that device that attaches to the back of your helmet. It creates that separate pocket for the length of your hair and prevents wind damage, knots, and matting. It currently has hundreds of rider reviews and a really strong reputation among women riders who ride daily. Community feedback that I've seen online from women riders calls this a game changer for commuting and touring. Now, best for long hair and touring, the Diva Do helmet hair wrap. This is from the brand Raci-Babi. The Raci-Babi Diva Do wrap was created specifically by a female rider to solve helmet hair issues. Unlike the Hightail, it combines a helmet liner, a hair wrap, and protective pouch in a single product. Many women report it reduces frizz better than external systems like the Hightail because their hair is protected in silky fabric from the scalp all the way to the tip and not just the length of the hair. One rider in a recent discussion forum said she tried the Hightail. She preferred the Raci-Babi because it better controlled frizz and protected her thick hair. Now, the best budget-friendly option, a helmet liner balaclava, a quality balaclava, is the simplest and least expensive upgrade you can make. It's going to reduce friction between your hair and the helmet liner. It's going to help manage sweat. It makes helmet removal much easier, especially if you have piercings. And many experienced riders consider a balaclava just essential riding gear. The best traditional biker solution, the Starry Night leather biker hair gloves. Hair gloves have been around for decades in the motorcycle community. If you wear your hair in a low ponytail or braid, they provide excellent protection to the length of the hair from whipping wind, tangles, and split ends. They're super popular among Harley riders. They are kind of, the ultimate biker chick hair accessory. And they're also very popular with long distance touring riders. Now, the best hot weather helmet liner is the Wicket Cooling Motorcycle Helmet Liner Skull Cap for riders In places like here in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, or Southern California, a moisture-wicking liner can make a big difference. It's going to reduce sweat and itching and friction while keeping your scalp cooler. Let's talk about some hair care products worth mentioning for actual hair health, not just managing your helmet hair. I would recommend the following. First, Olaplex No. 6 Bond Smoother. This is excellent for reducing breakage. Next up, Moroccan Oil Treatment Original. This protects your ends and reduces frizz. Third, it's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. This is just a great all-around leave-in conditioner. Next up, we have the K18 Leave-In Molecular Repair Hair Mask. This is especially good for color-treated or menopausal hair. We have next up the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo. This is excellent for a post-ride refresh. And my personal favorite, good old Batiste Dry Shampoo. You can get these in little travel size cans. They're available at Target and other retailers. I love having a travel size thing of dry shampoo to keep in my saddlebag at all times. Now, after pouring through comments and posts from hundreds of women riders online, reading tons of rider discussions, two names consistently come up more than any others: Hightail and Raci-Babi. Hightail seems to win for convenience and commuting. Raci-Babi gets a lot of love from women with very long, thick, curly, or frizz-prone hair. If you're going to try one motorcycle-specific hair product this year, I'd start with one of those two. But at the end of the day, remember this: the goal isn't perfect hair. The goal is protecting your hair while still enjoying the ride. And honestly, most of us didn't get into motorcycling because we wanted to look perfectly polished all the time. We ride because it makes us feel alive. And a little helmet hair is the price of freedom, adventure, confidence, and joy. That's a pretty good trade. But that doesn't mean we can't stack the deck in our favor. Try different accessories, experiment with different hairstyles. Find what works for your hair type. And remember, every rider has taken off her helmet and wondered what happened underneath. You are definitely not alone. Until next time, keep the shiny side up, stay safe, and remember, hot flashes may mess with our hormones, but horsepower still feeds our soul. Thanks for listening.